We Conservatives also want to create a society in which everyone has a chance to own. In the last 5 years, we've delivered 1 million new homes. In the next Parliament, we will go even further, delivering 1.6 million new homes by speeding up planning on brownfield land in our inner cities and by scrapping defective EU laws. And we will go further, because we Conservatives believe in tax cuts. So, for young families, for the first-time buyers purchasing a home up to £425,000, we will abolish stamp duty entirely.
Mark Homer, the co-founder and director of Progressive Property, joins me now. Mark, let's break it into two then. The pledge to build 1.6 million homes. You convinced by that?
I'm not convinced by that.
Right.
I mean, right back to 2010, there was the target, 300,000 houses per annum. Successively, every year, they've not met that. It's running at about 190,000 a year. Now they seem to have upped the target to 320.
Yes.
Obviously, they've brought some new planning reforms in, which
will they help?
I suspect it is more of the same. There's lots of stuff there. There's lots of hooks, lots of headlines, but it just looks to me like it's a bit of a drop in the ocean. It needs more money. It needs more investment. They need to resource planning departments.
What's the main point of blockage? Because it's not just a Tory problem, this. We've had successive governments pledging to build more housing and not succeeding in doing so.
Well, indeed. Labour have said that they're going to build 1.5 million houses over the next Parliament, which is, again, 300,000 a year. Which is exactly the same as the Tories. I think the main issue is the planning system. It's broken. There are so many sort of local sort of NIMBYs, people who will prevent consents going through. Officers are, there aren't enough planning officers. Most areas, you've got layers and layers of consultees that you've got to get through to actually get a consent through. If I'm looking at a site and I want to we build houses or build apartments and units that we would rent out. And if I am taking one of those on, I will always cost in at least 2 years to deal with the planning system, whereas it's supposed to be pretty much done in 8 weeks.
On the stamp duty thing, I mean, he's saying that it should be abolished for first-time buyers who are buying a property of 425 grand or less. Shouldn't it have just been abolished? Well,
surely. I mean, OK, this brings a few extra London flats into the equation, but right across the country, there are all sorts of properties that first-time buyers want to buy, especially within the M25, that they can't, and they're having to pay stamp duty on. And, of course, they can't get the deposit, then they've got the stamp duty and all the moving costs. So, of course, that would have made a big difference, and it would have been a big gesture.